How old are you?
52. Just turned 52.
Jesus Lord.
5'2", baby.
I know. Antonio, did you get kids?
I do. I have 3 beautiful kids, yeah.
Right. And aren't
Some
aren't they
adults.
are they out of the house yet? They're out of the house, right?
2 are out of the house. 1 is still in the house.
Yeah, we're
We're a little bit.
ours was out. One came back.
1 came back.
One limp.
They came back for the right reasons or came back for money?
What do they always come back for?
Money.
Yeah, it's Ron, I'm trying to figure.
Food, money, bills.
Exact.
I mean, what else?
And she,
Am I forgetting?
well, she left. She did a whole run.
Yeah.
She lived in New Zealand for a little while, trying to figure. Then she went
Love
to,
this shit.
oh yeah, then she went to Australia. I mean,
Mhm.
it's one of those. A lot of the young people are now going, "I'm just getting a backpack and I'm going to figure it out." Oh, okay.
I'm gonna figure it
Which I
out.
admire because people like yourself, especially born in another country,
Yeah.
we get to see when you travel out of the country, you get to see all different cultures, all different news, and all different ideas. And you don't realize how
Yep.
you think people think the US is so I don't know what the word for it, but we know it all, and we're the greatest and blah blah blah. But they really, if you never left here, you really have zero knowledge of true, like real culture and what goes on, what other people see,
Absolutely,
even
100%.
history, how everyone sees history, like what we're taught in history compared to what Italy's taught in history, how we saw
Yep.
World War II compared to what Italy saw, and or Australians,
Unfortunate.
you know.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate because everything should be the same and it should be thought the same, history especially. I grew up, with my family and talking about World War II, my great grandparents were taken to Auschwitz and killed there. They were my mother's grandparents, and my grandmother was the only survivor during World War II. So I know, and my mom was born in Prague, so my family from my mother's side, we had to deal with the Germans,
Yep.
the Nazis,
Yep.
the Communist Party right after that.
Yep.
They're taken over by USSR and the Communist Party, and my grandmother was killed by Russian soldiers later on. I mean, I talk about all these stories in the book, and most people say, "Well, it's fascinating." Well, listen. If you live through socialism, my friend, you have no idea. Especially you talk about this country. People have talk about socialism, and you have no idea what you're talking about. When somebody comes at your
That's
door
right.
and knocks at your door and says, "Listen, give me everything you have," and there's nothing you can do about it, then you can change your mind about socialism at that point. You know what I mean? And it's starting to be that way because, talk about freedom. I mean, this country is not as free as it used to be. Like, we're not free to say whatever we want. We don't have no freedom in this country. We don't. If
No,
you say you disagree
no.
with, like, we're going back to the beginning of the interviews,
Yeah.
and were you asking me if you cross over and you upset some people in my industry, casting directors or producer, people with high places, they can give you jobs. They won't hire you. It's not free. It's not about your job. It's about as long as you stay in your lane, you don't talk politics. Definitely never talk Trump. Never talk Trump in a casting
Don't
office.
dare say that
You
word.
gotta, it's like you're done. And so it's not free.
No,
It's
it's
not
not
free.
free. It hasn't been free for quite a while. It's just I think people are now just
Unfortunately.
recognizing that, for years and years.
I hope so.
I
I hope so.
I I hope so too. Um, it's funny. I'm actually going to Tuscany this year for the first time.
Nice. One of my favorite places. Where?
I don't know. I got
You're gonna go drive around?
yeah, but I got a villa, and I was thinking about bringing my
Yep.
fit. So I got a villa, and I can.
Yep.
I don't know the exact. I know it's on a hill and it's a gorgeous little
They're
valley.
all hills everywhere.
And so I think
Well, you're gonna go to Rome, right? And then you're gonna drive. You're gonna get in a car and go to Tuscany, and
yes,
then spend
yes,
time there. And then you're gonna go to all the little villages and towns around. Like you can go to Siena,
yes,
Florence,
yes,
right?
yes,
You can go to Bologna.
yes,
You can go to all these places, and they're amazing. Yeah,
yes.
that's the best way to
It's
do it.
funny because I grew up with all Italians, Antonio. So there's part of me that
Oh yeah,
yes. So
from where?
Long Island, Valley Stream, Long Island.
Ah, all right.
So
Okay.
so
Okay.
It was Campo and Esposito. Uh, there was a lot of this.
Forget about it.
There was a lot. Yeah. So everyone I grew up with, Iatelli,
Yeah.
we
Yep.
were, yeah, me and my dad both. My dad was like, I shouldn't compare it to Goodfellas, but like he was the Jimmy. In good, we were not like
Oh,
we got the Irish in us, so we're not 100. We can't all we can't.
you got Irish and Italian?
Yeah, so we can't. I'm not. There's no Italian blood in me. Zero.
You're all Irish.
No, Irish, German, and a speck of French. Breuer, Breu, Breu, which I didn't know until I went to Germany and I was checking in and they took my
Yeah.
passport and they're like, "Oh, James Breuer." I went, "No, it's Brewer." I went, "No, you are Breu. I'll tell you why you are the Breu. You are Breu. The U and E is Oi. You are Breuer. You are some from Germany." And I'm like, "What?" And they were so convicting. I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah, they wanna make sure you know it.
yes." And I was like, "You're right. I'm a
Don't you ever change it again.
right." Um, but the reason why I brought that up is never in my life have I thought about living in another country. And
Right.
it's the first time in my lifetime, and I shouldn't say this was before COVID.
Yeah.
Once COVID hit, now I
Yeah.
really, really want to size somewhere else. But pre,
That's right.
uh,
Talk about the COVID, cold flu, fiasco.
yeah, the what I
Yeah.
call takeover,
Take
um,
over.
the world,
The mind, though, taking over the mind of a human being to say, "You're not a human anymore, you're an animal."
correct,
Pretty
and
you're a sheep.
it was
So
a great
go.
world. It's amazing if we're gonna go here. Um,
Why not?
that is the first time where I also understood history, meaning people say like, "Oh, how did this happen?" or "How did the Germans do it?" Well, duh.
Exactly like that.
It was
You
that
gotta bring it.
it was that simple. I had family going, um, "Hey, now that we're vaccinated, we're going New York City and da da da." And I went, "And that doesn't bother you? It doesn't bother you. You show a card. So if you show a card, but you could sit outside without the card, and you can go to the
Mhm.
bathroom without the card, but if you
Right.
have the card, you could sit inside." And like, well, rules are rules. I mean, but that
Rules are
and
rules.
one of the yeah, it's I know people that came from Germany during
Yeah.
during that World War II time that also
Yeah.
were like, well, you need to get vaccinated. Like,
Yeah.
this is the greatest voodoo trick in human history, and
Greatest act.
it
The
really
greatest.
it really was, and it kind of really
Yeah.
altered so much about my existence and how I saw everyone else's existence. It really so then I
If
start
they can do that once, my friend, and they can
oh,
really do it,
oh,
I mean, they had the whole world in their hands for a period of time where everybody was stuck, wearing the mask, getting the boosters, getting this and this and that, and all of a sudden now, I still see to this day, I still see those people walking around with the
yeah,
mask,
I know, me too.
going, and it's to a point of no return where we became from human beings with something attached to this head, to blankness animals.
What was more sad to me was how much they invest in that thought process. Meaning
Yeah, yeah.
you are so wrong, and not only wrong, like I still get messages, those come see a show and not, it'll be one or two people didn't realize what I'd be talking about. And I'll get a
Right.
message like, people were dying, murdering, and it's not just disagreement, it's pure hate. It's pure like
Hate.
they
Yes,
can go
hate.
violent like that during that period.
Yeah.
If CNN and all them, because they were already shaming and
Oh yeah.
you're the issue, you're the problem if you're not vaxxed. They were probably.
What about those actors, Ref? Remember those actors? They were publicly saying, I'm not even going to mention their names, but you know who they
Oh,
are.
I
And they
know.
were saying, if you show up to work without a mask, if you're not vaccinated, if you don't get vaccinated now, you deserve nothing. You deserve nothing. No, no jobs, no life. You basically go and stay at home for the rest of your life unless you're vaccinated. Never come around me. I mean, where are they? Where are they now, knowing that it was all a fiasco, and it was all to create, this whole thing about control the world. We control everyone. We control the world. We control the future. So what about now? Where are they now?
Where are they now? And also with that, I don't think. I think a lot of people woke up, and
I,
they are definitely on the list of they're canceled to us. Meaning, people like me, if I see a certain individual speak, I got asked to come to a VIP event for the band Kiss. They're playing Madison
yeah.
Square Garden. I wanted to
Mhm.
write a letter and go, if you offered me $20 million, I wouldn't go because of that pig, in my opinion, that pig, the disgrace to humanity, Gene Simmons, or
He was very bold.
whatever his
He
real
was
name
very.
is. He basically said, "I'm an enemy. I'm the issue. I'm the problem." So did the president. President said the same thing. And
Yeah.
that's the thing that drives me nuts. Where people, I talked with a guy and he's like, I'm a big Kiss fan. I'm like, I'm not. Like, why not? Well, the things he said. Oh yeah,
And they ruined it because we have some actors who I'm sure that we
I
watched their
know it. Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
You know who they are,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so they came out and they were so vulgar and aggressive, and I guess I don't even want to call it passionate, because at least if you're passionate, you understand it. But it was craziness. And then I don't even watch their movies anymore.
Me
I
either.
can't, because it reminds me
Me either.
of how they were and how they really are sometimes too to this day. If you ask them certain questions and they're on the talk show and you get them on that question, they'll still answer the same way as they did before,
I know.
even though everything happened.
I know.
So and so I look at it and go, these guys are crazy. And the people that follow them are crazy because they're saying, jump off a cliff and then you're going to be with us. And you're like, oh, I don't want to jump off the cliff. I don't feel good jumping off this cliff. There's rocks. I'm going to die. But, and so, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's got a place of craziness where human beings should be standing up for what is truthful and honest and makes sense, like common sense. I was asked the other day, what do you miss about the past? Common sense. That's what I missed about the past.
Take a look around and what do you see? Mark the date down tonight, we're making history.
Hey, this is Jim Breuer, and I got my own Patreon page, and hopefully you'll check it out. Live comedy concert streamed once a month. Early access to the Breuniverse podcast every single week, and have bonus footage and bonus segments. I promise you I'm not going to let you down. Go check out my official Jim Breuer Patreon page, and I'll see you there.